Well, you've probably heard the band Leonid and Friends, who cover Chicago, the Carpenters, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and they've got some new music of their own coming out. Have you ever thought of what Chicago, because it all started with Chicago covers, what the band Chicago thinks of this Russian band covering all their music? We talk about that and a lot more on Rock History Music. Leonid and Friends is a Russian band formed in 2014 by Leonid Vorobyov, specializing in remarkable faithful covers of Chicago music, and they've now gone on to the Carpenters and Wind and Fire. The group has garnered a substantial international following through the YouTube performances, comprising of musicians from Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus. Leonid and Friends meticulously recreate Chicago's complex arrangements and their vibrant sound. Their viral videos led to successful tours across the United States, where they really have captivated audiences with their precision and passion. The band's impressive musicianship and deep appreciation for classic rock has earned them acclaim and devoted global fan base. What has been Chicago's reaction? I mean, when's the first time you heard, outside of that being on their site, have you spoke to them personally?
We had a chance to meet, first of all, Danny Serafin, then Robert Lamb, and then кто был третий?
We met Jimmy Pankov, we
yes.
met Lee Loughnane. We met them actually a year ago at a little thing on Capitol 4th event. Actually, we were there. So we had a chance to meet all of them, but the first ones were Robert Lamb and Danny Serafin, who actually came to see us in 2019 when we first arrived to America.
Yeah.
And both were really just admiring what Leonid has done, paying tribute to their music, and totally, giving him the kudos for that. And it was just wow! It was a dream come true.
Yes, that's right.
What do you think it is about Chicago music? What was it for you? What caught you?
Despite the Iron Curtain, I grew up in Siberia, behind the Iron Curtain. Chicago, the band, was very extremely popular among Russian musicians. And many Russian bands in 70s had tried to get the set of Chicago: 3-horn, horn section, rhythm section, and vocal harmony. It was they tried to duplicate. And there was a rumor. And the rumor was Jimmy Pankov has had Russian roots, ex-Russian, because of surname Pankov.
Well, I thought it might be because Jimmy's I used to have girlfriends in the 70s, right? They'd always go right to Jimmy because he had the beard and he looked like that. He looked like the best looking guy in the universe. I thought maybe that's why you thought he was Russian. He was damn good looking.
Yeah, could be that, right? But it was a strong influence.
Yes,
back in the day. But also, it's interesting. If you look back into how Leonid started in music, it was not easy to get that kind of music in USSR.
There were no instruments like electric guitar on drum set or keyboards in stores, and only in official places. And you couldn't go to the store and buy records. No vinyl, no. You had to make a huge effort to get it. Effort.
How did your parents react to you? Were they musical?
No, my parents.
It was actually a struggle because they thought that's just a doomed kind of a profession to go after.
Yes.
Better be off as an engineer or something.
Yes.
And
I studied in a polytechnical university to be an engineer, but I went there just because there was a set of music instruments. But senior grades didn't let us play a lot. Maybe 15 minutes 2 times a week. And it was devastating for me. Сказать, я бросил. And I quit the Polytechnic University, and I entered to the Institute of Culture, and I'm educated as a choir conductor. I'm a choir conductor.
Before that first video, were you thinking of retiring?
there were two main passions in my life. One of them was music, and another one was driving a car. And now I'm playing music and driving a car across the USA, back and forth. This is my retirement.
Leonid worked basically for, like, just before Leonid and Friends project started, he has worked for over 20 years in a studio.
Yes.
And, in his
Is
younger
it-
days, he actually played in a band. And he has these stories how they used to pick up on the Voice of America
Yeah.
by the border of Russia on the eastern side, listen to the tracks, listen to the new songs, transcribe them, and play them the next day or next week.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's what you had to do. I mean, you had to have tremendous passion for music to be able to get that. And he made his own electric guitar and all that.
Yes.
But for the last 20 years, he worked in a studio, and so he also got really, incredibly skilled in mastering music,
Recording, mixing, mastering every studio activity.
right?
More than 25 years. And I didn't touch my bass for 25 years. I thought the game is over.
And then, out of the blue, this thing that nobody had any sort of expectation of, because I mean, look at this. You play tribute to a band that was big back in the 70s. Okay. You're also doing it in Russia, where that's not the biggest market for it. Okay. You're doing it with Russian singers who probably have some accent, who's going to listen to them? And then
You're 60.
and you're 60 when you go on doing it. Like, who
You
needs
started at 60.
right? So there's many sort of rules that were broken, but here we are, and it just looks like it meant to be that way. I don't know. And social media is such a miracle as well, because
Yeah.
it allows now to bridge those two parts of the world. He was growing up behind the Iron Curtain. Our American friends always thought, oh, these Russians, they they're scary and the enemies, and we had our Leonid had his own propaganda, and here we are building a bridge with music as a universal language. How
Yeah.
cool is that? Just above all of that,
Remember, if you want to donate to the channel, there's a PayPal link at the very top of the description. You can join our Patreon and you'll get early access to all our videos. And our swag store has lots of clothing with our logos on them. If you like them, people might think you're working with us. Subscribe to our channel, share our videos, like them, and comment on them. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music.